Are you curious if you could qualify for a first-time home loan? Today I'm with Leah Kieso with Atlantic Mortgage, and we're going to ask her a few questions about first-time home buying. Leah. So you have worked a lot with first-time home buyers, and we're even seeing the younger generation at this point being able to become first-time home buyers. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're seeing and how first-time home buyers are qualifying?
Well, we have our millennials, and then we have our Generation X, and what we find is that people, especially like the youngest generation, that some of them aren't even going to college. And so sometimes what's surprising, if they go right out into like a vocational job, the minute that they start getting an hourly pay or salary, if they have decent credit that's established, they could sometimes buy a house almost immediately for the last couple of years, or they've been in a vocational school that can count as like work history.
We even have certain loans where you can have a zero down program depending on the location, right?
Right, yep. So we love, USDA loans are great. In Kansas City, when you live in a big metro area, some of the areas that are considered rural ground or USDA area farm loans are actually in suburbs that all of us think of more of a suburb, like Gardner, Kansas, or Cleveland, Missouri, or I believe Smithville. When you get up into the Kearney area, those are USDA areas. So most people would think, oh, no, that's just an outskirt town. So those are areas where you can get a 0% down USDA loan. We love those. There's FHA loans, which are 3.5% down. And there's even 3% first-time home buyer conventional loans. So there's a lot of options. People can get gift funds from loved ones, family members, and then they don't have to worry about the down payment. So yeah, lots of options.
So the first thing that you recommend is somebody would do like a pre-approval with you.
Yep.
To kind of see where you stand. It's typical that they're going to want a 2-year past work history, right? And then as far as the credit score, they're looking at usually like if you rent a house or an apartment, and then even now, can't you turn your utilities, like put those on your rent?
Yep, you can. Or, sometimes parents have set up authorized users as, on their credit cards. But yeah, you can set up your rent to report to the credit agencies. You can also do that with utility bills. But I always recommend if somebody really has no credit at all and we're starting from zero, there's a couple really good credit cards that I recommend that report rapidly. So within 10 days to 30 days, those that credit starts to become established. But yeah,
so definitely contact Leah if you want to find out how you can get a hold of those credit card companies to get your credit going.
The loan application, you talked about pre-approvals.
Yes.
And to get pre-approved, we have a process that's pretty simple. You can do it on your phone. I can share a link, so you can do it on your phone, or you can do it on a laptop. But you fill out a loan application, and really it's a questionnaire that you let us know what your work history is and what your income is, if you have any assets saved up. We look at what your credit is. It's really not scary at all. Honestly, it's just a questionnaire. It helps us gather the basic pillars of what it takes to get pre-approved for a loan. And I always tell everybody, just do it. Let's just start somewhere. You find that sometimes people just immediately can get pre-approval, and then you want to go out and buy a house right away. It's pretty empowering. And then sometimes it's no big deal. Somebody's in a lease. It's going to take a year. They just signed a brand new lease. And it's perfect timing to have like a whole year to maybe establish credit or, save up for that down payment, whatever it takes. So, a lot of times it's just knowledge is power. So it's awesome just to start.
That's amazing. So Leah and I have been working together for 2-3 years, and we have a lot of the same clients, and I can tell you that there's quite a few clients that we work with together, and they may not be necessarily able to buy right now, but Leah and I were both really good at keeping each other balanced on keep in contact with them. So we've had some people that we reached out to a year ago, and then they're just now starting to be able to purchase their homes. So that's something, you know, we try to have that relationship with you.
We're experts at this. We know how to get the job done. You just have to start somewhere. You got to have a springboard. And so that's where, you know, talking to one of us about, you know, what's kind of first, you know, how do I do it? It really helps. We're really good at helping alleviate people's anxiety and their possible feelings of failure with this process. There's really not a failure, you know, it's just, we walk you through each step. So we basically hold your hand and we let you know one step at a time what to do. And I'm like, don't worry about anything. We'll help you every step. There's really nothing that's gonna surprise us. And so once we kind of get through the helping you calm down and be at peace, it really can become a pretty enjoyable and fun process. And sometimes you're like, wow, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. And then you tell your friends about it, and then we help them through it too. So I would just say, even though it feels emotional, don't let that fear stop you from just looking into it more, of getting a home loan.
You know, and on that too, we're not going to tell you that it's not going to be an emotional roller coaster and that everything's going to just go smooth, because it's not. That would be a lie. You are going to encounter things that may be overwhelming. You may not know how we're going to get through that. And that's where Leah and I both come in, and we get together and we help you overcome those issues and problem solve for you. So I know Leah's really good at problem solving and helping files get through. The great thing with Leah too is that she's not a lender that you can only talk to Monday through Friday. She does like to have personal time, but she puts her clients first. So if you have something that you're needing answered, I mean, she will respond to you that day, you know, via text message, email. We try to let her have a little bit of time off, but even if she's busy, she's going to let you know, hey, I'm wrapped up right now, but I did receive it and I'll get back with you. You don't get that from your banks that you go to, or loan officers that you don't have that relationship with. So that's why I value her as a loan officer as well. Leah and I too, we build relationships with our clients, and before COVID-19 hit, we started to do these housewarming parties where we would like to go to our client's house after they close. We bring the food and we celebrate with them. So I think we got to do one of them, and then COVID-19 hit. So we have quite a few people that we still planning on coming by one day, you know, and saying hi. So.
Okay, one of the things that I think is valuable right now, if you're on the fence trying to decide, well, should I do something now or later? I'm not pushy. I'm just matter of fact about this. The rates potentially may never be this low again. And so that's one of the really key reasons why you might want to consider just going ahead and doing a loan application and seeing if we can get you pre-approved. Because, you know, by the end of 30 years on a loan that you could, maybe a year and a half ago it was 5%, and right now it's like 2.75% on a 30-year loan. The amount of interest that you pay is like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you can get that lower interest rate, it's going to save you so much more. Like, you'll literally have thousands of dollars more for your retirement. So with that being said, that is the key factor right now that could possibly push you to actually have a sense of urgency, and not a sense of fear, just a sense of urgency. Like, you know what? I want to save thousands in interest. That would be a really, really big reason to do something. Reach out to one of us right now.
And not only that, we're seeing that it gives buyers more buying power because they get a lower interest rate.
Yes, that's true. You can get more house for your money because you're not putting so much of that monthly payment into the interest.
Right.
So I highly recommend, you know, just reaching out and let's just, you know, get the ball rolling. Let's see what we can do to get, you know, find out where your baseline is.
So let's say that you're not quite there yet to where you want to do a pre-approval, but you have questions. Feel free to reach out to Leah and I, and we can start having those conversations. We want you to feel comfortable during this process, and we're here to answer your questions.
So I don't want to just do your first loan. I want to help you do your first loan, and maybe you have to refinance a loan or do a cash out refi at some point, or you want to buy your second home, or you want to downsize. We want to be your people. We want to be your agent and your lender. I would truly say that a lot of my clients end up becoming very good friends. They care, they text me, I text them. We still are always in communication even after they move into a house.
That is very true.
So just, you know, the customers for life is like really important. That's like my mission, is truly to help you through this portion of your life, not just your one transaction.
I was gonna say, and you touched base on it, that after this whole process is done, you're really available for people if they do want to refi, you know, 2 years down the road, or they want to buy a second home. You can still reach out to Leah, and she can help you make that process happen, as well as I can too. So we get things in the mail too, spam mail is what I'll call it, and it can scare people. They can be like, hey, I thought I had this paid, but I have this invoice. Leah and I is always available. She's probably more educated with what is the spam mail as far as like taxes and stuff like that. So if you ever get anything that concerns you, she's just a phone call away. Leah, I would like to know if you can give me maybe 1 to 2 reasons why you love living in Kansas, or why someone who doesn't live here should live here.
From a purely, you know, like emotional level, I absolutely love the culture of the Midwest, the character of many of the people, the kindness, friendliness. You know, not everybody's perfect, but most people are pretty polite and interested, and truly, like, even though it's a big city, it feels like a small town. So Kansas City is like a big small town that has like amazing culture. I mean, the professional sports teams, the performing arts, just amazing. And then on top of it, you get the 4 seasons, which are absolutely gorgeous. We have the best 4 seasons that you could have, because it's not the extreme of all of them, but you get to see the leaves change, you get to see the snowfall, you know, you see the beautiful buds on the trees in the spring, and you get to have like a full-scale summer. So everybody still wants pools in their backyard and the lake life. But so those are some of the things I really love. But on top of that, from a professional standpoint, I actually think it's one of the best places for the money. Like, you can live here and not feel like the cost of living's out the roof. It's a really, really great place to live in terms of the cost of living and being able to affordability. Yeah.
It's like a big city, but also a small town too. So, you know, we service Kansas and Missouri, and some people may wonder, you know, those are 2 separate states, but we're so close together. Like, we can go to Lewisburg in the fall to the, what is that?
Lewisburg Cider Mill.
The cider mill, and take your kids and, you know, do your little trick-or-treating, which is 30 minutes south of us, or you can go up north to the plaza, you know, and see the Christmas lights. So we're really in this big geographical area that there's so much city, but still so much country. Geographical area that there's so much city, but still so much country that I'm
Leah Kieso. I'm a mortgage loan officer. Most people call that a lender. I help you buy homes with the financing. And the easiest way to reach me would be my cell phone, 913-706-7044. I text, I answer phone calls. You could also email me. I respond to that well too. leahkieso@inlanta.com. It's LEAHKIESO@INLANTA.com. Thank you.
And Midwest Living with Darla, proudly serving Kansas and Missouri out of Olathe, Kansas. Thank you.